Thanks for tuning into Border State Rock Talk, where you get great news, great interviews, great interviewees with sometimes a comedic touch. Make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment below. Today, I've got, and you just saw him live in Fresno opening up for Richie Kotzen, uh, probably one of Ireland's biggest stars right now, Mark Daly from Mark Daly and the Ravens. How you doing, Mark?
Very good. Thank you very much for having me on.
Awesome. It's quite interesting how things work out. Well, first of all, everybody's going to want to know. You must be in a pretty damn good category to be selected to open up for the famous Richie Kotzen. How did that come about, Mark?
I think maybe because earlier in the year we were touring the US as special guests on the Mr. Big Tour, and they're on the same agency and a lot of the same kind of people like working with them. So I think they put in a good word for us and ended up getting the tour, which is amazing.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to think too, well, maybe I'm not, well, I don't know how the business end actually works, but I have a feeling that Richie probably saw some of your performances just to give the verbal okay. How has it been working with, no, not alongside Richie, but I know you guys are in different camps, you're both busy, but how's things going with Richie and the tour right now?
Absolutely amazing. We're 6 shows in, and every show has been great. And his whole camp couldn't be nicer to us and more welcoming. And it's amazing just watching him play every night as well. We love finishing our set, packing up, and then watching the boys play. Just a real lesson in guitar, and his voice is incredible, and his band is just amazing.
Yeah, just for the viewers out there, we're having a bit of a delay. That sometimes happens, but everything is good right now. So, before we start talking about your latest release and just love that song, Want to Be More. When you're talking about watching Richie play, I remember when I interviewed him, I could not believe that he doesn't use a pick. Everything's
Uh,
like
it's it's
he just
unbelievable.
touch. Yeah, he touches the strings in his left hand, his fret hand. For you would be your right hand, but that does all the magic. He just basically just hits the solid part of the guitar body almost as a pick.
It's like what, like even last night now we were just watching him, and like the whole band just standing in the crowd and we're looking at each other shaking our heads saying like how
How
how does he do it? It's incredible.
so Mark Daly and the Ravens, I first came into knowing about you through I interviewed Kieran, who was with Jeff Tate for many years. And then I interviewed Jack Ross, who's your
Yeah.
bass player. And then there's, I think, I don't know if you remember, but there's at some point I was supposed to interview you, but I don't know what happened. Something fell off the radar. We both just didn't get in touch. How is it working for the famous Jeff Tate? And I mean, playing all those great albums from cover to cover.
Eh, we've had the most amazing relationship over a decade now, which is crazy to think because my previous band, the Voodoos, we toured with Queensryche, and then I started working with Jeff writing songs after that when he did his trilogy project. So we've just always had a really good relationship, and like lucky to call him one of my good friends. And we've done many tours together, and it's very strong friendship that I really love.
So tell the viewers about your recent album that was just released a month ago. And there's some vinyl now to be purchased to get some more merch. Where can they go for that, first of all?
Yes, so everything's available on the website, and we have markdailyofficial.com, and the vinyls have just gone up there. Something I've always wanted was an album on vinyl, so it was a real special moment. We recorded the record last year, the full band, so it's the first time me and the Ravens have done a record together. It's usually been me on my own recording in studios with producers, and then the boys would learn the songs. But this time it was the full band, and you can really hear that on the record. We did it with Brian Virtue, who's worked with Jane's Addiction, Audio Slave, 30 Seconds to Mars. So he's an incredible producer. And yeah, we did the whole record with him in El Paso last year, and we were just back there a few weeks ago and did another record. So we're an album ahead of ourselves right now.
Oh wow! So when's that one gonna drop? Is that something that okay? We don't know. We're gonna finish this tour first, or do you guys are you guys in the mixing and engineering part of it?
we're at the mixing phase now. We've got a couple of roughs back, first mixes and stuff. But the beauty of not being kind of a mainstream artist is that we can kind of, and working with a great label, we can kind of just do whatever we want. So the album's only out a month, but I don't see why like early, like January, February 25, start releasing stuff off that. So we just want to keep releasing music because we're a band that's, you know, meeting new audiences all the time and, you know, hopefully on the rise and doing things right. So I think we should just keep releasing music while we're writing it so easily at the moment and recording records. We should just keep releasing. I don't see why, you know, before you to wait maybe 2 years and stuff like that, but we're not following that rule book at the moment.
Yeah, that's more of that's more as the business side of it, where the management team wants to get, you know, squeeze every little nickel out that they can from the previous album and then release. But these days there's so much competition with everybody doing things solo. You don't have to rent a studio, you don't have to do
Yep.
this and that. You can do it at home. So the competition is there to keep newer and fresh music out there, right?
Absolutely. And I just think we should just keep going, keep releasing, and keep getting our music out there and heard. You know, Spotify's such a big part of it now, which is crazy. And fortunately, our Spotify is on the on the rise. On our new record, we have a duet song on it, and Emily Armstrong, who's now joined Linkin Park as a new singer, features
Mhm.
on the album. And the day that news broke, our streams obviously took a big jump, which was amazing. So people were searching Emily Armstrong and they were finding our song that we did together, Pieces. And our streams took a big jump, which was fantastic. And there's like little bits like that in the music industry. You need those little bits of luck. And
Yeah.
it was fantastic to hear that she joined Linkin Park. For the last 10 years, I've been a big, big fan of Dead Sarah, her band, and so happy for her.
That is awesome. So you just started this run with Richie. His album's gonna, I think, technically drop on the 27th, Nomad. Um,
That's
you,
right.
you're doing quite a few shows in this run. How many shows? About 20, 25?
36, I think.
30
It's
said,
a
yeah, I
big one.
would.
And we've a couple of headlines thrown in as well, so maybe two. So I think we've 38 shows in total on this run, which we don't get home till November. So
Yeah,
it's a long run.
I saw that the last few shows are going to be in November. Speaking of Kieran, I think he's in Faster Pussycats now. Have
That's
you
right.
made arrangements to meet up with him while you're over on this side of the pond?
Yes, we were with them actually only a few days ago in
Oh
the
wow.
famous Rainbow Bar in LA. So we actually had a couple of nights out. He was playing down the Viper Room and we were playing in the Whiskey. So just before we went on stage, I ran over and caught a couple of songs with him and Alex's band, Lexi. Caught a couple of songs of their set and then ran back and did our gig. And they came in at the end to catch a couple of songs of our set. And it was really cool to connect with those guys again. And obviously had a couple of whiskeys as well.
Yeah, for sure. So tell everybody else, like I know who's in the band, but tell the viewers that know of Mark Daly and the Ravens are now just, you know, jumping on the Mark Daly and the Ravens boat. As per, you know, big name like Richie Kotzon's going to get a lot of attention for yourself. So tell everybody who's in the band.
So James Brown, the lead guitar player, has always been like we're years at it now from the start. So myself and James have been in it, but Jack Ross, the bass player, who you know, and
Mhm.
Danny Laverde, who play with Jeff, they're also in the band. So they're also still playing shows with Jeff here and there. So it's really cool that we're all like one big family. And then we've got Killian Plummer then on lead guitar as well. So he's from Cork in Ireland, where I'm from. So we got three Irishmen, a Scottishman, and an American in the band.
There you go. Um, Scottish. I thought Jack was from the UK. Oh, you know.
He's Scotland. Yeah,
Oh,
he's up
okay.
in Scotland. He's from Glasgow.
Yeah, see, that's the thing where us Anglais over here in Canada and North America, we know United Kingdom, but we always think England, but it's United Kingdom
Yeah,
does
because
encompass
some people would
Scotland.
say to us on tour, "Oh, you're Irish, you from the UK," and I'm like, "No."
It's like confusing an Aussie with an Englishman. Either one of them will get pissed off at you, right?
Exactly.
Or even a Canadian and American. I live right on the border with our American brothers and sisters. Like it's right there. Like we cross an
Yeah,
international bridge. But there's some friendship there, but people will say when you're traveling, you Canadian or American? Oh, we sound that similar? And they're like, yeah, there's like, I don't think we sound that
Yeah.
similar, but
Funny
so
enough, I can hear the difference now after a few tours.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So you not only
Yeah.
sing, but you play guitar. Um, saw something interesting. I obviously know you play you're a left-handed guitar player, but I saw one big magazine had a picture of you, but they inverted the guitar. I guess it looked, normal, like not normal, but it's
I
more
know what you
standard.
mean.
So are you a southpaw? But you are, because actually I saw you singing the other night in the Fresno, and so you use your left hand to hold the mic.
Yes, indeed. I'm a lefty. I tried starting off as a righty early days, and it just didn't sit right because James Brown is also a lefty, but he plays right-handed because
Is
he
that right?
started so young. Yeah. So, and he's obviously an incredible guitar player, but he plays right-handed, which is crazy. Um, but yeah, I'm on in this set now. I'm playing two songs out of the set that we're doing. So I just played the last two in acoustic. So I let the boys do most of the guitar work, and I just jump in at the end.
Yeah, I mean, you've got two sensational axe masters as well. Now, have you played in Canada? I haven't looked deep enough into your history yet.
Never, unfortunately. And there's funny enough, there's comments that come up on Facebook and stuff saying, "Oh, I'd love for you to come to Toronto." You like to get these comments coming in, and I was like, "We've never been there. I'd love to go there."
Yeah, we'd love to
So
have you up here, especially
hopefully next year.
yeah, for sure. Well, you're gonna be promoting the second album, which you, as you're saying, is gonna be, well, probably most definitely released, or at least singles. That's why a lot of
Yeah,
artists are doing it single by single by single, and then having,
yeah,
the album released eventually. But I wanted to
yeah.
get
We've
back
the
to
first
something.
single
Go ahead.
ready to go. Yeah, we've the first single
Already.
ready to go. We've actually been playing it at the last six shows, and I know it's kind of counterproductive to play something that's not for sale or to stream, but all of us love the song so much that we're like we have to play it live. So I don't think there's any harm in playing something that's unreleased. I think
No.
if people have come up to us at the merch and say, "Oh my God, is that song available?" And I said, "No, not yet, but it'll be out in the new year." And they're like, "Okay, I'll keep an eye on your social media." So I don't think there's any harm in playing a song that's like really fresh and we love playing
Yeah.
as well.
Well, it probably is available. You just have to look at that guy over there recording it. So you just buy it off of
Yeah,
him.
they're welcome to put up on YouTube. They're so welcome to put up on YouTube. I always say that at the shows because it's like, God forbid more people find us and discover us.
You remember back in the day, Mark, when people would say when you go into a venue to watch a show, it'd be no photos, no cameras, no that sort of thing. It's like
Yeah,
why? Like
yeah,
why? I mean, the band wants to be promoted more than anything. So I don't know. I guess that
yeah.
was
There was
back in the
people at the
day.
show last night. They were live streaming it and taking photos and videos, and I welcome it because we're trying to get our name around out here, and the more the better.
Absolutely. Is there any particular show, and like you wouldn't be jinxing anything, but is there any particular show on this run that before you came over here you're looking forward to, maybe for the nostalgia, let's say Rainbow or something like that? Is there any particular show?
Yeah, I looked at the whiskey and I was like, this is gonna be fun, a dirty rock and roll gig in the whiskey. Obviously such an iconic place. So that gig was a lot of fun. When I see that on the tour list, I'm like, yeah, I always like seeing Vegas, and I always like seeing Nashville, and I always like seeing Texas. These are places that I absolutely love going to. So when the tour list comes out, but to be honest, there's nowhere I dislike from the tours we've done. I just think this country is just massive, and it's just you can end up in so many cool places. Boston is another one. I could go on, but yeah, nowhere particular because we love going everywhere.
And you've got did you ask management about the shows in New York? Because you guys have three sold out shows in the same spot in New York, the Trillium or
That's right.
Tritium or whatever.
Yeah, Iridium. I think
Yeah.
that we are doing. I think they're special acoustic sets.
Oh,
So the
okay.
whole tour is obviously full band electric, but I think these are stripped back kind of acoustic sets. So we're 3 nights in a row in the same place, which is nice. We don't have to set up and pack down all the time, everything.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it'll be fun to do that. It'll be fun to kind of do that MTV unplugged kind of thing, and I'm looking forward to those.
Do you guys I know your set list is narrowed down to, what are you guys doing, about 40 minutes, 45? Is that what you're getting?
Between 40 and 45, yeah.
Okay, are you doing any covers in there, or is it just your own material right now?
Just our own this
Yep.
tour. We've had some shows where they're an hour and we do throw in a cover, but so far in this tour it's been averaging around 45, so we just get all our own stuff in.
Right on. I know you're busy. I know that you guys you play again tomorrow night. Today was your one day off, and I thank you for letting me reschedule this interview. Um, Favorite Canadian band or artist? Obviously, my subscribers, 90% of them are American, but
Yeah,
I have to ask this as a Canuck. Do you have a favorite Canadian band or artist?
on the spot I can't think. Like, and I know there's like a million of them.
Well, there's Nickelback. Everybody says Rush. I mean, everybody says Rush. Um, yeah, so that's okay. What about
I'm not I'm not I'm not a Nickelback hater, by the way, because I remember I was probably 11 when How You Remind Me came out, maybe 10. Like I was
yeah,
young, and that song in Ireland, because we don't really get a lot of rock music in Ireland on the radio and stuff. That song was played everywhere all the time for like a couple of months, and it was really cool to get some rock on the radio. And for coming from a country that doesn't really get exposed to rock music as a kid, like it was only because my dad would play it in the car, like Pink Floyd and like Led Zeppelin and stuff, that I was able to get into it. But if you just listen to the radio, you just hear the same five pop songs over and over again. So I remember when Nickelback How You Remind Me came out, and I was like, this is amazing. So yeah, I think they're a great band. So I'll go with that. Absolutely.
okay. So speaking of that, I didn't realize this about Ireland. Is it still that today where you don't get a lot of rock music? It's more pop. Is that, or is it broken through because of the internet? Obviously, you can go online radio and
Yeah, there's not a big rock scene there at the moment. And yeah, the radio scene hasn't changed either. It's that's where the benefits of Spotify and stuff come in. I think people can type in rock and listen to new playlists and find new bands and stuff. So I know people give out about Spotify in certain areas, but overall, I think it's a real benefit to musicians.
when you were growing up, I believe the Cranberries are Irish. Were you a fan of them,
Yes,
or you too?
absolutely. I actually saw Cranberries live in Ireland, and it was incredible. They were opening up for Counting Crows, and
Oh
it
wow,
was just an absolutely fantastic show. I'll never forget it. And yeah, that was one of the first shows I ever went to, actually.
wow, wow. Well, I like the, oh, the other cliche question. What's the opposite of unsubscribe, Mark?
Subscribe.
Everybody do is Mark Daly of Mark Daly and the Ravens, and subscribe to the channel. These great interviews. Make sure you go to Mark Daly's website. I'll put it below in the links. Make sure you make him rich and buy all of his merch. Go to his concerts,
Yeah,
buy all the VIP stuff, and hopefully you can make it up to Canada, Mark.
absolutely. I hope to be there next year.
All right, man. Well, thanks again for taking your time. Thanks to Mike and what's was it, is it Darian?
Jen,
Sorry, Jen.
Jen,
Jen?
Jen Littleton. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, thanks Jen and Mike for helping setting this up. And like I said, everybody stick around and go down to the links below and get the new album. It's a great album, Devil's Arm.
Thanks so much for having me on. I really appreciate it, and great chatting to you.